Hey, what's going on, fellow warriors of light? So I am finally doing a video that has been requested by another fellow warrior of light of mine, which is also a good friend of mine. He has requested that I show you guys this job change. Now, if you guys notice, if you have the Final Fantasy Record Keeper cards, you'll notice that if you was to take a look at its passive abilities, you'll see that your job change actions have been averted by 1. I'm going to show you guys what that means. So first, let's start off. What is job change? Glad everybody was asking about it, because not everybody knows about it. All right, so if you was to go ahead, you was to go to your deck, you can see that this is your main job right here, okay? So let's say I was to go right here. I'm going to my first deck. This is my main job. If you was to click up here where it says main, if you click that tab, you are now going to your sub job. And you can actually, and if you click on this tab right here, you can swap the jobs out. So like your sub job is now your main job, and your main job is now your sub job. You basically swapped out the jobs and the ability cards with it. All right, so you'll be able to swap it out back and forth just like that. In your main job, this is where you use your skill seeds, but if you was to switch to your sub job, you'll notice that there are no skill seeds right here. All right, that's because when you use your main job basically comes first. Anything that you do in your sub job, if you use your sub job as a way of getting past everything, and your main job is nothing but all skill seeds, you know what I mean? Then that means that if you use your sub job to complete it, you will get all the skill seeds that you obtain from your main job when you complete a battle. All right. So you guys will know what I mean when it finally gets released. This will be released during Chapter 4, Part 1. So definitely keep this video in mind when it's finally released, okay? Another thing that I want to keep you guys in mind is that everybody has been wondering exactly when we'll be able to augment the Sicarius cards. For example, like this Shiva card and this Anima card that I have. Wondering when can we, these cards right now are 4-star and they can be augmented up to 5-star. If I was to fight the bosses. I honestly think that these cards will be augmentable when they release the 4-star and 5-star, but first they would have to release the 3-star release. And I'm pretty sure I made a mistake in one of my videos. When the 3-star releases, not only will you have the main boss to worry about and Guardian A, but there's now a Guardian B of a different element that you have to worry about. So you have to defeat Guardian A, Guardian B, and then you have to defeat the main boss in order to get extra loot out of it. And the 4-star boss, you get to fight 2 bosses. Now this is where I messed up at. I'm pretty sure I messed up here. When you do a 4-star boss battle, there are 2 rounds. The first round is one of the main bosses that you fight. You fight him first, and then when you beat that boss, you go to the second round. Okay, when you go to that second round, not only do you have that boss to deal with, but you also got Guardian A and you got Guardian B, and you have to deal with that. And that is going to be messed up because you can't use starter jobs, okay? This is where starter jobs are completely useless. You cannot use them, so please do not use it when they finally release. All right, and as for 5-star, okay, I know I'm jumping far ahead. I know I'm giving you too much info on what's coming ahead, but to be honest with you guys, Global Mobius Final Fantasy is releasing content a lot faster than the Japanese Mobius Final Fantasy. So you'll never know exactly if we'll be getting the Chapter 3 Part 2 next month or a month and a half later, you know what I mean? Because when the Japanese Mobius Final Fantasy launched, there was only 2 chapters for the first 4 months. And then 6 months after the launch of the Japanese Mobius Final Fantasy, they got multiplayer all of a sudden. They finally got the Ring of Braves, okay? And the Global Mobius Final Fantasy, we had 2 chapters for like a month and a half, and now we got for a month and a half, or 2 months I should say, and then a month and a half after launch of the Global Mobius Final Fantasy, we got Ring of Braves. We got that, okay? Whereas Japan had the Ring of Braves 6 months after launch. So actually, we are getting content released a lot faster than usual. So this will be a lot to intake. This will be a lot to, have in mind, but definitely keep in mind of this video when Chapter 3 Part 2 comes out, because when Chapter 3 Part 2 comes out, it's probably going to be the biggest update, okay? And I'll show you guys why. I know I'm supposed to talk about job change, but I'm also adding in a few extra things for you guys to see, okay? All right, so here's Chapter 3. All right, this is Chapter 3 Part 1. This is going to be Chapter 3 This is Chapter 3 Part 2, okay? Chapter 3 Part 2 is when, after you complete, you'll finally be able to augment your cards up to 5 stars. All right, also raising your level cap as well. And if I can find it, give me a moment. All right, this one right here, you see this purple tab right here, this one? This is basically just like Silent Ruins, except this is where you get your augmentable materials from, okay? And you got 3 stages. Now this is gonna reset daily, like how Silent Regions have been doing, like the exploration regions. That is gonna do this, it's gonna be the same thing as this one. So if I was to go here, this will not cost you any mystic tablets, so you don't have to spend anything, okay? All right, so you won't have to worry about that. If I was to come here, this place where I'm at right now, this is for Sunday, okay? And this place right here, this is where you, okay, so all right. So right here in the dark area, this is where you'll be able to get some darkness augmentable materials. This one that's lit up right now, today is where you get fire augmentable materials, which means in the exploration region, you get extra fire seeds, all right? And then here you got water, here you got earth, and then you got wind, and then you got light, and then you got pretty much cacti. So you'll be able to gain pretty much anything out of here, okay? So it's going to release that hopefully it'll release that with Chapter 3 Part 2, all right? And hopefully they also add in some more bosses, like they add in 3-star bosses for multiplayer as well. So definitely, don't take my word for it. Please do not, because I don't know how Global Mobius Final Fantasy, I don't know how the devs are going to be running it for Global, but I'm just hoping that they basically just keep it the way that it is. Also notice that there's also hard mode. There's also hard right next to it. So that's what I meant by on my last video, that I was doing Chapter 1 on hard mode and then setting the difficulty down here. I was setting it to hard mode, okay? All right, so I basically explained that part. Now let's get back to job change, okay? Now, when it comes to job change, which is coming out in Chapter 4, Part 1, like I said, this is your main job, and this is your sub job. Your sub job is there to help you out, and it can be any job that you want, okay? So it can be your main job, here's your sub job, and like I said, it can be any of these jobs. If you wanted to, you can also make it be the same job. But there's a downside to it. The downside is when you try to set it up, you'll notice that I can't use the card that is set on my main job. I can't do that, okay? That means you have to pick a different card. So if you're going to have 2 warrior cards that uses similar elements, make sure that you have 2 elements or 2 ability cards, different or the same, that is ready for your main and your sub job, okay? So make sure you have that ready for you, all right? And I will show you guys a job change, okay? Like I said, it's really easy, really simple. It's not that hard to intake. So I'm just going to come here to Chapter 3, Part 1. Just waiting for this to connect. Oh boy. Yeah, Maya is finally released in Japanese, and I was pretty excited about that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do this because I tend to kill enemies a lot more quicker than usual with this. So I'm going to use this deck right here, and I already got him set up. Okay, so I'm going to use this deck. And I'm going to come here just for the hells of it. And let's just use this guy. There we go. All right, so here we go. We're going to walk into battle. Got 4 battle rounds, so let's be prepared. All right, so if you look down here at the bottom left, you'll see at the bottom left it says 4. That's where your job change will be at, okay? Keep that in mind. All right, now it went to 3. So revert actions by 1. It will usually start off at 5, I think, and then it will revert down to and then if you got revert actions, then yeah, it'll go down to like 3 or something like that. I'm gonna keep this guy healed because the only reason why I'm doing this is so you guys can see that what this job change is. I only want you guys to see that, okay? All right, so you see that this is my job, right? The Knight of the Goddess is my job. This is what I currently am right now, right? All right, now watch this. Now I just switched to a different job. Now I'm the last hunter instead of Knight of the Goddess. This is what job change is. And then you got like 4 more turns afterwards, all right? And yes, it is possible to switch back to your main job. Now, this is what I mean by you will not be able to gain skill seeds off your sub job, only your main job, okay? This sub job uses fire, darkness, and I was literally just on it. I'm sorry, I'm having brain farts at the moment. So as you can see, it only affects my main job. I'm only gaining experience out of my main job, not from my sub job, okay? And I'm gaining skill seeds for my main job, not my sub job. You see what I mean by that? This is what I mean by job change. It's going to be useful, but it has its disadvantages when it comes down to gathering skill seeds and gaining experience, okay? So basically, sub job is just there for a backup. It's not there to gain skill seeds and experience for itself, okay? So your main job is there and your sub job is there as a backup. So if you never need any help or if you feel like you're not going to win, so you got to use your sub job, there you go. You know what I mean? So it's a different setup. It's how it works. All right. So yeah, that's what job change is. Definitely keep this in mind when Chapter 4 Part 1 is released, because when Chapter 4 Part 1 is released, job change is going to be implemented, hopefully. Also, Chapter 3 Part 2 is also when we'll give 5-star augments. So I'm hoping by the time Chapter 3 Part 2 is released, our very first major event is also released with it as well, like the Final Fantasy X collab. I'm really waiting for that to be released. Okay, so that's all I got for you guys. Also, thank you for 100 subscribers. I was gonna celebrate that, but I had to put that one on hold. But I finally got like 100 plus subscribers. I was going to do a celebration video by showing you jobs that I obtained here in Global, but instead, not in Global, in the Japanese server, but what I'm going to do is I'm wanting to show you guys Paladin. The Paladin is actually pretty useful. Paladin's really useful. I was going to show you Paladin and I was going to show you Monk. Okay, because monks are a very, very special job class, okay? So definitely pay, so when it comes down to that, you guys are going to be wanting to see what a paladin is. And then you're going to be really wanting to see what a monk can do, okay? Because there's different types of monks here, okay? You guys know what I mean. Sorry for my voice cut out. Anyway, that's all I got to show you guys. I will try to get this 100 subscribers celebration ready. It may not be much to a lot of people, but it really is a lot to me, because I thought I'd never get this far at least, but it's only the beginning of the road, and I got plenty more and I got plenty of roads to take. I got plenty of ways to go, and with all of you guys here, all of you guys supporting me and enjoying my videos just as much as I enjoy it when I watch it and see where I mess up at, you know, that's what I like. All right, so without further ado, guys, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. Go ahead and comment down below what you think. If you think that I gave you too much information, I will try my best to explain it in a different way, like in a way to where you can understand, or if you only need to know certain things, go ahead and let me know. Share this video around so your friends can see it. That way, if anybody else plays Mobius Final Fantasy, they can see what job change is if they don't know. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to see some more videos. I mean, if you enjoyed this one, hey, so did I. If you did not, I don't know what to tell you, man. I mean, other people liked it, and I liked it, so I don't know what to tell you. And other than that, guys, I will see you all on my next video, whenever that is. As always, I'm Maikeru. See you guys later.